Robinson, and I live at 1330 Highland Avenue, and I've been there since 2001. Since March 22nd, 2005, I've served on the Plainfield Board of Trustees, and since January 2007, I've been the president of the Board of Trustees, and very soon I'm moving away. Tonight I want the City Council and the members of the public to learn about the artwork that was sold by the Plainfield Public Library and all the issues we faced. It is my hope that this will help you, all of you, particularly you, as you consider the fate of the beautiful Bierstadt paintings behind me. First, a bit of history. In January 2007, the library got a request to exhibit one of the library's paintings at the Art Institute of Chicago. This necessitated a current appraisal, and the library director, Joe DeRold, and I visited the paintings in the basement of the PNC Bank in the vault, and we found standing water in the vault, in the basement where they were stored. We realized that we needed to find someplace else to store the paintings, that this was not a good place to put a watercolor that was on paper or an oil painting. We also needed a new appraisal. If we were going to lend the painting, we needed it insured for the right amount. And we found out a lot of things in the process. First, we needed a huge increase in our insurance premiums to keep the paintings at the library. We didn't have enough security to hold multi-million-dollar pieces of artwork. The library was already spending $25,000 a year on art coverage, but that would more than double, and we needed a new security surveillance system, and then we spent $26,000 on that. AIG, the insurer, also told us we would need 3 concentric rings of different kinds of security. The first one could be locked doors or a locked cabinet. The second one could be the video cameras. But what would be the third one? In museums, they have full-time guards. We couldn't afford full-time guards at the library. And luckily, the police station is a full-time guard here. But where could we put the paintings? They were too valuable to store in the library, and we couldn't leave them in the water-soaked vault at the bank. And we couldn't afford the increase in the insurance. So we looked at other storage facilities. We talked to other banks, and none would take a piece of multi-million-dollar art, let alone 2. Many of them don't have vault storage anymore. I even talked to Geo Keller, because they have climate-controlled storage for fur coats, and Vince said no. We talked to museums. None were willing to take the artwork unless we gave it to them on a permanent loan. So there was lots of discussion about what to do with paintings. What was the difference between a permanent loan to a museum and not having the paintings at all? No one sees the paintings today because we can't show them. How could they see them anywhere else other than an art museum? What was our responsibility to the donor who gave us the paintings? Could we sell them or not? How would we do that if we could? We researched the donors. We learned lots about the art market. We interviewed Sotheby's and Christie's. We asked for proposals, and we deliberated at board meetings for months. Finally, in June 2008, a year and a half later, we voted unanimously to sell a Winslow Homer oil painting, a marble bust of George Washington that was frequently being abused by children with magic markers, a green marble sculpture of Grecian wrestlers that was so heavy that we couldn't keep it out, because if it fell, it would break somebody's leg, and a coin and currency collection that we found in a lockbox at the PNC Bank that we didn't even know about, that had been given to us in 1886. We hired a lawyer to represent us and to make sure we were doing everything by the book, resulting in an 8-page opinion letter in October 2008 that covered the wills of the man who gave us the Winslow Homer paintings, the will of his mother, and all the references from the Board of Trustee meetings regarding the gifts and the donations to the library. It also covered the state law on publicly owned property. And we entered into a very advantageous agreement with Sotheby's that allowed both Winslow Homer paintings to be restored for original copies to be made that we could put on display at the library so everyone could enjoy them. This was all at Sotheby's expense. Sotheby's also insured both paintings and agreed to store them for us at no charge as well. When the time came for the auction of the Winslow Homer oil painting, as advertised as required by law, and also on the front page of the Courier News at the time, several members of the public and the mayor criticized us. We were investigated even by the state attorney general, and lots more lawyer time was spent, but this time it was on Sotheby's tab. On December 2nd, 2008, it's wrong in your thing, it says December 1st, I finally got a call from Dan Williamson at 10:45 p.m. that the city of Plainfield and the state of New Jersey would not stop the auction that was scheduled for the next morning. So we proceeded with the auction and the eventual sales. But that was only the selling part. What was most important for us as the Board of Trustees was that whatever money we received from the sale of these assets would need to be protected and only used for projects that added permanent value to the library. In other words, the money for the sale could not be squandered and gone. It could not be used for staff salaries. It had to do something permanent. In July 2008, we created a heritage fund, and we restricted the annual use to 5%. And we invested the money along with the other endowment that we have at the library at Morgan Stanley. Today, the Heritage Fund has helped to pay for the new children's room, which I hope most of you have seen. It's paid for 15 new public use computers so that you can access the computer whenever you're at the library. We've also created a permanently searchable database, and that's from the scanning of all the blueprints that we have that were crumbling and falling apart. And we are currently using 2 years of accumulated gifts from the Heritage Fund to create ADA compliant bathrooms on the lower level where we don't have any bathrooms for the public, and to fit out a preparation area for serving food for events staged in the Anna Louise Davis room, and refitting other sections of the lower level of the library that weren't used before to make room for a relocated staff lunchroom, an assistant director's office, and technical services area. All of these improvements are permanent in our collections and our building and will benefit the public for years to come. The Heritage Fund started with a total of $2.3 million, which was the proceeds of the sale of the artwork and the coins, and to date we have spent $606,000 from that fund. Today the value of the fund is $2.4 million. I believe we acted responsibly and in the interest of the public, most of whom never knew we had this artwork or the coins. I see one member of the public here who knew we had this artwork. Our blueprint collection, the children's room has brought more visitors to the library and hopefully encourage more young readers and thereby improve their lives as well. Our blueprint collection is nationally known, and architects from all over the world do research using our website and the database that's there. That brings me to your challenge with these Bierstadt paintings. First, the city of Plainfield is self-insured. If there was ever a fire and these Bierstadt paintings were burned, there would be no way to replace them. What if a magic marker wielding art critic, or worse, one with a knife, decided to deface these paintings? These paintings hardly have 3 concentric rings of security around them. Wouldn't it be more responsible to put a reproduction on the walls and have the originals in storage? Given their value, is it right to leave them exposed to vandalism here? What is the difference between a reproduction or an original being on display? What's the difference between leaving a valuable painting in storage or selling it? As you consider the sale of Bierstadt paintings, you must also consider the public trust given to you as elected officials. How do you make this city a better place? Create lasting value from these paintings and protect any proceeds from being squandered on frivolous things. This sale could give the city a rare opportunity to do something incredible. Your actions will be under far more scrutiny from the public than they were at the library, but the principles are the same. 5 to 10 years from now, you may have changed many lives by your actions. If you leave them on the wall, how will you make this city a better place with all budget constraints?